Hello, salut, annyeonghaseyo, ni hao, guten tag, hola. Hi to everyone all around the world. I'm Omatsu, main producer of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle.
Hi everyone, I'm Ken, a member of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle staff. Today's video comes with subtitles again, so if you have trouble understanding English, please set a language from the video settings and turn the subtitles on as needed.
Are you enjoying the ongoing worldwide celebration Heated Showdown campaign? Today, we are bringing you the latest information on the new characters in part 2 of the campaign. We will reveal the characters as well as their animations and abilities, so keep watching. Let's introduce the two new characters together.
I can't wait to see the characters.
Here they are. Super Warrior who destroys all, legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and all-out super attack, Super Saiyan Gohan Teen. We have recreated the duo who fought fiercely in the movie Dragon Ball Z Broly Second Coming. Time to introduce their abilities and animations in details. Let's start with the Dokkan Festival featured character Super Warrior who destroyed all, legendary Super Saiyan Broly. This character can create a domain with his active skill. Here are his animations. How is that? Isn't Broly super cool?
Next up is his abilities. His type is Extreme Intelligence. His leader skill can raise Uncontrollable Power, Revenge, or Planetary Destruction category allies stats by 170% and becomes 200% when allies also belong to the Movie Bosses, Transformation Boost, or Pure Science category. His super attack, Savage Blaster, can massively raise attack and defense for one turn, with a high chance of further raising defense for one turn, and deal colossal damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy. His Ultra Super Attack, Gigantic Driver, can massively raise attack and defense for one turn, with a high chance of further massively raising attack for one turn, and deal mega colossal damage with a great chance of stunning the enemy. Here is his passive skill. Upon his entry, he activates his entrance animations once only and raises Extreme Class Allies defense for 4 turns. In addition to raising his own attack and defense by 260%, he has high base stats, 60% damage reduction at all times, and an ability that allows him to receive 2 additional ki and recover HP for each ki sphere obtained, making him a powerful character. Plus, this character's highlights are Domain Creation and Revival. Let's talk about them one by one. Firstly, his domain can be created with his active skill when there is a Goku's family category enemy, or if every ally attacking in the same turn belongs to the Uncontrollable Power category.
This is his active skill animations. Did you like it?
His active skill, Earth Crushing Arm, can massively raise his attack temporarily and deal ultimate damage to the enemy. It can also create the domain Molten Lava of Natari Village for 3 turns. About the domain's effects, it raises uncontrollable power category allies and enemies' attack and defense by 15%. It also raises the damage received by super class allies and enemies by 15%, which further increases by 10% if they belong to the movie heroes category. This Molten Lava of Natari Village will increase Broly's strength by a lot. While his domain is active, he can guard all attacks, and if the domain is active at the start of his attacking turn, he can change key spheres of a type other than intelligence and strength into strength key spheres. Moreover, after attacking once while the domain is active, his attacks will be effective against all types for the rest of the battle.
Don't hesitate to create his domain, because he can benefit from it even after it is no longer active.
There's even more. As we mentioned earlier, he has a revival skill. Starting from the 5th turn from his entry turn, which is right when his entrance animation effect ends, he can revive once only when he or an ally attacking in the same turn is KO'd. If his or an ally's revival skill is activated, his defense is boosted when receiving an attack. If he is revived by his own revival skill, the attack and defense of uncontrollable power category allies will be raised, and he can change physical key spheres into intelligence key spheres within his attacking turn.
Besides his offensive skills, his abilities also include high damage reduction, being able to change key spheres, and even being able to revive, making him a jack of all trades, with a slightly different approach compared to the usual attack-focused Broly. We believe that he will be a great addition to uncontrollable power category and Broly teams. Next up, we have the character featured in the legendary Summon Carnival. All-Out Super Attack Super Saiyan Gohan Teen. This character has a standby skill, but with a little new twist. We will explain it in detail later. So please first take a look at his Super Attack and Ultra Super Attack animations. What do you think? We have recreated the scene where he faced Broly in Goku's place in the second movie of the trilogy.
Let's move on to his abilities. His type is Super Strength, and his leader skill raises Kamehameha category allies stats by 200%. His super attack Masenko greatly raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn, deals colossal damage, and has a high chance of stunning the enemy. His ultra super attack, Super Explosive Wave, greatly raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn, deals mega colossal damage to the enemy, and raises super class allies defense for 50% for 1 turn. Here is his passive skill. The number of attacks performed and key meter are important to this character. His key, attack, and defense are all raised with each attack launched, and his attack and defense can be raised up to 200% and 150% respectively. Moreover, with every super attack launched, his attack is raised by 77% within the turn. If his ki is 18 or more, he will perform an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack, and if his ki is 24, his attack will be raised and he can perform an additional super attack. His attacks will be effective against all types when HP is 77% or more, so together with the boost he receives from the number of attacks and super attacks performed as mentioned before, he's actually packing a big punch. With the above effects and hidden potential activation, he can launch up to 4 super attacks in a single turn, so you can aim for very fast clears. Also, if there is another Kamehameha or Earth-bred fighters category ally attacking in the same turn, he will guard all attacks and will have a high chance of evading an attack if his HP is lower than 77% when receiving it.
In addition to his high offensive capabilities, he can also guard and has a high chance of evading attacks depending on the conditions, making him balanced in both offense and defense. Time to introduce his standby skills. Let's first look at his animation after the skill. Here it is.
I'm the one who's going to defeat you!
Did you like it?
The standby skill activation condition is to have 77% or less HP, or to be at least in the third turn from his entry turn, which makes it not difficult to activate. Now we will explain his standby skill in detail. It allows him to stand by for 5 turns, during which 7 Dragon Balls will appear. Charge count will increase by 1 whenever allies obtain a Ki Sphere, and by an additional 4 whenever a Dragon Ball is obtained. This appearance of Dragon Ball is the new element Dragon Ball Ki Sphere. The Dragon Ball will appear randomly on top of Ki Spheres when this standby skill is activated.
To give you a clearer idea, here are the actual visuals. Please take a look. The order that Dragon Balls are obtained is not restricted, and the number of Dragon Balls collected will affect his finish effect, which I will introduce next. He has 3 types of finish effects, with blaring effects and animations based on the number of Dragon Balls collected and the charge count. Let's first take a look at all 3 of the animations. Here we go! How are they? As you might have expected, we have recreated a lot of key climax scenes in his animations.
The effects of his finish effects are as follows. Firstly, Kamehameha can be activated when charge count is 34 or less. The character's attack is raised by 15% temporarily with every charge count, and he can deal ultimate damage to the enemy. Next, Brotherhood Kamehameha can be activated when charge count is 35 or more with 6 or fewer Dragon Balls collected. It raises attack by 15% temporarily per charge count and deals super ultimate damage to the enemy. Lastly, Family Kamehameha can be activated when charge count is 35 or more with 7 Dragon Balls collected. It raises attack by 20% temporarily per charge count, deals super ultimate damage to the enemy, and makes the character's attacks effective against all types. That's all for the finish effects. Last but not least, let's talk about his abilities when he is in standby mode. He cannot attack unless launching a finish effect, but he can guard all attacks. His attack is raised for every superclass ally attacking in the same turn, and if all allies attacking in the turn are superclass, he can reduce damage received by 77%, making him shine brighter in superclass teams. Moreover, his defense when he takes a hit will raise for every key sphere obtained. Along with the previous effects, this makes him hard as steel. Collect as many key spheres as possible to raise defense and the charge count, and aim to launch a powerful finish effect. His attack is raised by 258% when he launches a finish effect, so he can deal massive damage with the aforementioned finish effect, just like the decisive blow in the movie. That's all for today's new information.
The Dokkan Festival and the Legendary Summon Carnival, where you can summon. The new characters will both start from September 13th, so please wait a little more.
Before we wrap up, we have one more announcement to make. This has already been announced in the in-game news, but regarding the unification with the Japanese version, the conditions for the number of rewards obtained from achieving first place on App Store or Google Play has changed. Please check this slide for details.
Please be aware of the change, and they will be changed starting next time. The worldwide celebration Heated Showdown campaign is still ongoing. Please look forward to event updates, new Extreme Z awakenings, and more. Until the next video, thank you for sticking around till the end. See you!